He can't die because we
He's awake. Fremine, how do you feel?
Lynette.
We're all here.
Where am I?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fremine. And you are no longer in any danger. How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it. Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
Oh. Are we gonna see through his eyes? Oh my god.
I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned. Where could Master Child be?
Oh, hell yeah. We can check out what his specs are. He's a great sword user, and that great sword looks so cool. Oh, beautiful. Elemental Burst. I can't look at him. He has 3 of these. He's crit rate based, it would seem. He seems pretty cool. I couldn't get him though, sad. I hope we can vote for him again.
Get in gear! Frost is coming!
Oh, that's cool. Dippity doo, doopy da da.
Getting here.
I wonder what that does. Ooh.
This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it?
That's kind of like a ceiling fan. This will bring it up, and then the other one will probably make it turn.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Oh, I see. I know what to do. I gotta turn it while it's down and then bring it up. There we go. Bippity-doo. There we go. Nice. The
this
water
is where
now.
the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water.
Oh no. We know he doesn't die, so we should be good. Whoosh.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in the right direction. Oh, there are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the... My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on? No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it.
Man was able to push through and swim away? But Child isn't from Fontaine, is he? There's no way.
I can't die here. This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
So what you're telling me is I need to go down there.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and...
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared.
Miss Clarande, you say?
You're still too weak, Freminet. You can go after you've had some more rest.
Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clarande will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who invited her to come down here?
Yup.
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than. Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with us, Linny?
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
Linny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while.
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
Thank you.
They're our friends now, finally. Gosh, jeez. Ooh, almost there. Nice. Is there a chest secretly under here I could get? Nope.
Time to go.
Ooh, his office looks nice.
Excuse me.
I take it Mr. Fremenet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegeween?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical...
All right. Thank you for looking out for me.
Well, want to explain yourself right?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you...
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals. Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for you!
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremenet has told you already, the Forbidden Zone has always been Lenny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask...
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremenet was...
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger. That's not something you should be asking after. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremenet.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant? Follow me.
We get to go ourselves? What the fuck? Aren't you from Fontaine? Aren't you gonna get swallowed up by the... Unless he's not from Fontaine. Wait, is there another entrance? I knew this place looked weird! Oh my gosh.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
God, he's so cool looking. He's a wolf boy too. Ah, so cool.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa! So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, what a huge door!
There
What
are
does it
3
hold
such
behind
isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little...
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for your...
Ooh. I wonder what's to be held.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
What's on the inside? 3 gates? Oh fuck, it's something real bad. Upside down something?
They all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look.
Oh no, I'm scared. What's inside? Why are they keeping hidden? Fuck, what is it? What is it?
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply
The
ignore
Gnosis?
any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated.
Water
Very
pressure.
reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something... The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more
The
likely.
primordial
Later
sea.
on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial... Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress...
The concentration of primordial seawater?
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising. Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could... Oh.
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the... Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
So that's what Lenny doesn't want to happen.
That's just too weird. Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, They gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow.
Okay.
As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontanian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. That's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea. To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third. Let's go somewhere else. This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone. Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin? Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow?
What a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
What a huge ship! This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What?
How much do you know about Fontanian history?
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him, Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too.
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
So it's basically like Noah and the Ark. Or that, at one end of the world movie when they got on a ship and then they found an island for them to resettle the world. I can't remember what disaster movie that was called.
Do you
Can't
believe
remember.
that too?
To a point, I think.
Yeah, I think it
As you've
was
already
the
seen, I
plot
have a whole
of
factory's worth of labor,
2012.
materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate,
movie
I also
plot.
began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontanians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster. Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back. I'll leave you here for now.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
If we don't tell them, they'll do something. Then they won't do something we'll regret.
We're back!
Welcome back.
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, while I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me.
Must have been Risley and Sishwi.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so...
I really can't make sense of this.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to...
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijuin is also busy with something or other. So...
Alright, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Linny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since... What's more, the Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the— If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself.
You're super...
Thanks so— If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. I don't have enough information, so I...
The sea will engulf everyone.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations.
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could...
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
Aww, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all warm and safe inside. Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Yes, please don't unleash hell, please. I'm begging you. That's something they didn't want to happen. So I'm hoping to gosh and gods that they don't fuck this up for everybody. Please. Please no.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Missy? And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well. Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat? Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like. Me too! Don't forget Paimon! No problem. Just leave it to me. So delicious. Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second, we did do plenty of work after all. Feeling full yet? How's the food? Delicious! I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment. Sigewin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you. You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister. Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear. Oh, and what did you mean back in Wriothesley's office? When you said that you... Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after him. Thankfully, Clorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Clorand left, to make sure that Linné wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linné as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger. You were all super considerate and really thought everything through. It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as... Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervulette would come down here more often too. Get a good night's rest, you two. You've both worked very hard.
I bet you Nervulette and Rivesley have the same kind of relationship with like what Diluc and Kaya have, like a similar relationship kind of thing going.
Claran!
Ah, it's you two.
How's dinner?
It's all right. Miss Sijwin really put in a lot of effort.
Damn, she looks so cool. What the fuck?
So we heard that Rivesley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremine too. You sure work super fast.
Oh, it was child's play.
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sijwin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sijwin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here. Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
Oh my god, she disappeared. What the heck? I'm so hungry, bro. But everyone's still asleep. Oh!
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Oh my god, she's laying down.
Delicious.
Is crazy shit gonna happen?
Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
I don't like that sound. Oh no, what's that sound? I don't like it. Is more water coming down than usual? That's not good.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people?
They're here! Yeah, there you are! Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Laveroon!
What's wrong? What's happening?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed. Yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up?
Hey!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outward.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Attention.
We have to go.
Evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
We have to go. We have to go. We're the only one that can go there. Let's go, let's go. Faster, faster, faster. Why are you here?
They're here.
Just like I said.
There's something in there? That can't just be normal water.
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Isn't he from Fontaine? Isn't he gonna get hurt? It looks really cool though. Oh crap! Run!
Three, two, one.
Oh.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Oh crap. Yo, this shit's heated up.
Neuvillette, why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the opera. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't... Will do. You
Go, faster, faster, faster. Oh no, what is the knave gonna do? We have to fight the fucking knave? Dude, I wanna go down that road right now, bro. I don't think I'm mentally prepared for fighting the knave, bro. Oh, fuck. The Fatui are here.
Look, there are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people.
Oh, crap.
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation.
God, they're so cute. I can't help it. They're so adorable. They're so cute. Fuck, fuck, fuck. This isn't good. This isn't bad. This is bad. I'm gonna have to fight the knave, aren't I? I don't want to fight the knave. I don't have to fight Lenny.
So you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
God, she's so wacky. She gives me chills.
Of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as...
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishment.
Pleasure to meet you too.
For you. Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get to see this. This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's...
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add some...
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude
Fucking
for fighting,
idiot.
Miss
Stop
Farina.
speaking. You're making things worse.
Child was subdued by Udex Neuvillette right in front. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas. Coming from...
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that child is still alive.
Oh. And just how?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Mirapede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well?
The Fortress of Mirapede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the
Hold on.
I suppose this is also a sign of things.
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're...
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Oof. What's gonna happen?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
But isn't he a water vision? What is he gonna do?
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
He can control water? What the fuck? He's making a seal! He made a seal! Oh my god. What?
This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
What are you talking about, bro? You dramatic motherfucker. Dude, that was crazy.
Alright.
He made a
Seems like
seal.
the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give?
He already has tons of tea in his office.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I must say, Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the—
What are you trying to—
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea. The prophecies hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to— But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly—
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjecture.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children— Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are—
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high!
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the part— Oh, that look in your eye.
The emergency
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Furry, and what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnity—
The oratrice?
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the oratrice in the Opera House. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly— Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today.
Yeah, yes.
Of course I will. Although, I must say— Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so— Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? You too.
Thank you.
What's the deal with the cake? We're not from Fontaine, so...
If it's on my tea table, it must be a—
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured. It is getting late.
Very well.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss
Paimon's coming too!
Yeah, okay. What the fuck?
What?
I still don't like you, Farina. Even if you're a fake ass motherfucker, I still don't like you. I hate people that don't speak their mind. It's so annoying. Try to decipher what they're trying to actually say. Why can't people just be bluntly honest, even if it hurts? At least it's like the truth, you know? Not just some weird word puzzle you have to fucking solve. Is it reverse psychology? Is it just normal psychology?
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and ability.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip. You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meropide.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, a Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her—
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook... It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me! I'm begging you, please!
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Furina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Furina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the Fortress of Meropide. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Furina and Iudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meropide will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Is he literally just telling this to us? There's no fucking shot.
You should know the rest. Linny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
She doesn't seem so bad.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
Oh, relax. The Hydro Archon was just...
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops.
She's so annoying.
After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina,
I don't think either of them are.
Fits the bill.
I think the Archon is in the Primordial Sea.
Of course, that is all just how
I think the Notice
justification.
Gnosis is in the middle of the Primordial Sea. That's why it's so powerful.
However, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else.
Her outfits has like red slits that look like eyes, and it's really fucking weird, but awesome and cool and chilling, and I love it. I love her whole outfit. Is so nice.
You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue.
I feel like she's not evil.
And as your name is often connected with noble deeds,
dude, she's got fire.
I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
She doesn't seem like a bad person. The doctor is definitely our enemy, but I don't think the knave is our enemy, at least not yet. There'll be a chance where we have to choose, but I think we're good.
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. Thank you for protecting Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
I wonder what's gonna happen next.
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real... You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics. I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all...
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
He's a dragon! No wonder he's a dragon!
And what are you thinking? The dragon of... Huh?
Please do not be so surprised.
He's a dragon. That's why he refers to people as humans, because he's a dragon! He's got the similar aura to, Zhongli, and I was like... No fucking shot. He's a dragon. I was like, there's no way he's like a dragon or something. There's no way, right? And then they said he was a dragon. Dude.
Farina?
Oh my god.
My...
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right?
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Holy
Of course, we'll
shit.
definitely help you. There's still some...
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the Dragon Sovereign of Water, and you... Then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater...
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
Rex Lapis, or whatever, is one of the dragons. He's one of the dragons. And we know the dragon in Mondstadt. So, those are 3 dragons. We haven't seen the other dragons.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
We've only met 3.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even...
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Well, we just got a little bit more of the story.
There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried. We'll see you another time.
Yep,
Take care.
Bye-bye. I need to go, yes.
This weather is perfect. We should move out.
Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. How are these not... Damn.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stay. That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are...
Oh, come on. That's all right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through... I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this.
I think the middle one should win.
These are the reports they submitted.
Wow. One of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues.
I bet you the one with the most writing is the one in the middle.
There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
Oh, we gotta read all this shit? Oh, fuck. Well, fuck me. I don't know who's who. I know they just said, but... And analyzing. Ooh.
Finished,
Their Z name.
Everyone took it very...
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. No, that's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the hothead?
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience.
Mind your tone, miss...
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
He is the worst. Let's ditch him.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Please, introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just time?
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people
he's the
with
winner.
far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, 2 different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach 2 very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
I think he's the winner.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented.
Yep.
But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree.
Last but not least, Zhi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which the depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Zhi take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Great!
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
I think the Z guy is gonna be, the Z name guy. It's gonna be good. If only Sumeru had this many flowers near their fucking area. I could capitalize so much, dude, for the flowers, bro. So many flowers. Can't believe I'm so far back. In the story. Oh man, I'm starving. Oh, there's more flowers over here? What? I forgot there's this many flowers. Dude, where the heck are all these flowers when it comes to... the Sumeru? Maybe I'm just not finding the spots. What's up, Tien?
I see.
All right. Then let me ask this. The ideas in Zhi's
Oh. I didn't want to say anything when I gave you those three candidates have all studied under me in the past. But Qianwei went on to focus on his business, and Mingbo has always been occupied with his work at the ministry.
Whoa! So how did...
Qianwei was referred to me by an old friend. Mingbo came to my attention in the course of my work, and as for... we first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Zhi came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. He reminded me of a younger version of myself, so I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing, and And now, all of a sudden, the young are growing up, and...
I don't know, Uncle Tien. You still seem in pretty good shape to...
Oh, you. There's really no need to console.
Sounds like you sure...
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time.
Fresh fish soup.
Doesn't it?
Why they
Also,
keep talking about
some
food?
time ago,
I'm so hungry.
Zhi purchased a very
Ah!
special recipe from an old fisherman.
It's too early to get food,
When
though.
we've been fishing recently, Zhi always brings some extra ingredients he
Thank you for the
prepared in
follow.
advance.
May
Oh, the addition of these makes the soup taste even more wonderful. That flavor makes for a fond memory.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back. Do you have a
Mm-hmm. I appointed you. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar, this decision must be guided by what is fair. Remember.
Understood. Come on.
I think Z
Let's
should
go
win.
talk some more.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look at...
I think he should win
So,
because
it's gonna be Juri. His manifesto was written...
Easy. Let's not...
Huh?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. For example...
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
oh my god, they appeared from thin air.
Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required.
They also have really cool outfits.
Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Juri?
Juri, well, obviously as the most promising candidate. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Wow, Paimon having a good idea without our help is crazy. It's crazy. What? But we will continue this tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow, but later. I need food, and I'm starving. So if you like this, and you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry. And if you're watching this in Twitch, check the About Me page. All my links and my socials are there. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.